From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Sunny Thursday, still a little on the hazy side of things, and temperatures climbing a lot faster than yesterday, so we're back in hot conditions this afternoon. Hardly a cloud in the sky from that look from Tulsa. Again, 80s and 90s here in eastern Oklahoma. Much hotter weather. I mean, here lunchtime hour, it's already 100 in Ardmore and Durant on the Red River. Highs 105, 108 in that range along the Red River today. We won't have that here in eastern Oklahoma, but around McAlester, Wilburton, you could hit 100 this afternoon. We're going to go to the mid to upper 90s here in the Tulsa Metro. That front from the last day or two, again, it really helped our morning temperatures. You know, yesterday afternoon was much better. This morning was pleasant. That front kind of washes out now, and then the heat returns pretty quickly over the next day or two. But look at the heat to our east. I mean, Washington, D.C. is in the 90s. New York City's in the low 90s right now. Wanted to show you the tropics very briefly. This is not an impact for us, but you're going to hear plenty about it. Hurricane Lee out in the Atlantic, but also a major hurricane in the eastern Pacific. This is Hurricane Hova, and this became a Category 5 storm. It went from a tropical storm to Category 5 hurricane strength just in the span of about 24 hours. It's just incredible strength. Thankfully, this is going to stay out in the Pacific. It's not going to be approaching land. That's the good news. Hurricane Lee now is unfortunately rapidly intensifying in the eastern Atlantic. You can see that eye developing really quickly, already Category 2 strength. And look at the forecast track through the weekend, reaching Category 5 strength as we head towards late Friday and the first part of the weekend, and then may drop a little bit to Category 4 strength. Now, this still has it early next week, well north of Puerto Rico. Where it goes from there is still the big question. And again, the emphasis is this is a long ways out. We're talking towards the end of next week that we'll be watching for this thing to make a turn towards the north. And could there be an impact for the East Coast? It's going to depend on the upper level steering currents, which is still too far out to really know for sure. So you're going to hear a lot more about that in the days ahead. But again, we're still many days out from that being a potential impact, but something that folks are going to be watching on the East Coast pretty closely. Back to our weather. Early tomorrow morning, we have another round of widely scattered storms that will develop. Severe weather risk, we're on the very low end side of things, but we do think that there will be a few storms tomorrow morning that could produce either some pockets of hail or some strong gusty winds. Again, the overall severe threat is low, but we think at least one or two of those storms in the morning will probably get a little rowdy at least briefly. So highs today, a range from the north to the south, up around Grand Lake closer to 90. Pawhuska, Bartlesville about 94, Tulsa 97, then 100-degree readings around McAlester and Wilburton. And winds today pretty light, not much of a breeze to cool you off this afternoon. Here's that development as early as about the midnight hour. Scatter storms develop, and then pretty quickly in the morning, the highest chances will be along and east of Highway 75. If you're west of Tulsa, unfortunately, your chance for a good drink of water is quite a bit lower in the morning hours. And again, a few of these could be locally strong. After mid-morning, the chances should decrease. Now, what we're going to watch for Friday, midday, Friday afternoon is as this boundary drops south, there might be some redevelopment near and especially south of Tulsa Friday afternoon and evening. Future view doesn't show a whole lot, but there's that opportunity. As we head into Friday night football, of course, Backyard Bowl, Jinx and Union playing tomorrow evening. It'll be pretty toasty, a kickoff, and then falling into the 80s during the game. Not anticipating storms to be an issue for this one and for games from Tulsa to the north, but again, southeastern Oklahoma, there is a chance that there could be an isolated storm tomorrow evening, so we'll watch that closely. Dry weather for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, but then next week, we're still eyeing some cooler conditions and another chance or two for some scattered shower and storms Monday and Tuesday.